This is also, I think, the reason that Tate isn't a big fan of books. Like, a lot of this stuff is just mental masturbation.
Lesson 5, command respect. Now, what I want to do in the 100 points, this 100 tenets of business, is I don't want to talk too much about the fluffy bullshit that all the other millionaires talk about and teach, because what they're really doing is copping out. So it's very easy for Tai Lopez, who has no real business skill. Tai Lopez doesn't know anything about business, to say, you get rich by reading books, because it sounds easy. Then everyone goes, oh, really? Okay, I'll read books. It sounds easy, but it's not true. And think positive, you'll get rich. That's not true either. But some things are true. And number 5, this is true.
This is also, I think, the reason that Tate isn't a big fan of books. Like, a lot of this stuff is just mental masturbation. Feeling good about yourself and reading, researching. All of that stuff is nice and fine, has its place. But it should be about action. One more thing, by the way. Notice what he does. You look at people that are persuasive, that are influential. He said, command respect. This is true. The programming is there. This is true.
We're going to go back to Dan, the T2 guy. So I still talk to Dan sometimes now. And he's a good guy. He's got a good heart, but he just loves drugs. Some people do. One of the reasons I'm good at business is because I command respect. And I command respect because I'm a physical specimen of a man. This is the reality. I'm a professional fighter. So this helps me, whether I'm running my webcam girls or whether I was pitching television advertising. There's a level of respect humans have for other humans who are a physical specimen. Dan is a big black guy. The way Dan sold and acted and treated staff, he could get away with that he couldn't get away if he was an obese white guy. Because there's something evolutionary about humans. And if you're a person who's viewed as strong, people respect you and people trust you. If you want to run a business and you want people to spend money with you, one of the best things you can do is go to the gym. Tell you the truth. Get in fucking physical shape and people will see, okay, well, he's obviously not afraid of hard work. He's obviously disciplined. There's some things that are spoken without being spoken. There's a word for it that will come to me. And having a physical presence is one of them. It helps in business every possible way. If I stand up, when I used to stand up to sell TV advertising in front of people and say, I guarantee you spend $19,000 with me. I guarantee you spend $19,000 with me, you get double back. When they see your product on TV, a product like this, it's going to sell. Do you sell online? Yeah. Where else do you sell? Tesco, Sainsbury's. Oh, you're in the superstores as well. You're going to make twice your money back, guaranteed. If I say that as a big, strong guy who they could tell obviously trained really hard, was disciplined, was not afraid of hard work, that was more valuable than if I was a fat piece of shit. It's going to work. I'm like, well, what the fuck do you know? You just eat pizza. You don't know anything. Go to the gym. Command a physical presence. I'm not saying you have to beat anyone up. I'm saying if you command a physical presence, your words have more weight and it helps in business across all things. Everything. I know webcam girls is a very unusual business and none of you have probably run webcam girls, but I learned a whole bunch about business running my webcam girls. In fact, I approached my webcam girl business the same as I approached every other business, with the same tenets. I started it for cheap with a laptop I already had and a girlfriend I already had. I found out how to get the money in before I found out how to produce the videos. I had people sending me money for these feature-length porn videos. And I couldn't even produce them. I didn't even have a fucking camera. Money first. All my same things. Speed, quickly, get everything produced quick. I did all the same things with all my businesses. But the reason I could have so many girls listen to me is because I'm me. And I'm me because I'm big and strong. I'm Andrew Tate. So if you want to run your business, do not neglect physical presence. Now, you can be successful without physical presence. There's a whole bunch of dorks who are successful.
You don't have to be Ronnie Coleman. Well, for those of you who don't know him, he's a former Mr. Olympia. Massive, enormous dude. Like he said, we're basically hairless monkeys. There's evolutionary things built in where if you are in shape, there's a unspoken thing going on between you and the one you're talking to, especially if they're not in shape, which is the vast majority of people, right? They have a hard time in business because subconsciously there's communication going on saying, hey, this guy doesn't even take care of himself. Like the only vessel he has in the world, he neglects that. So why the fuck would I listen to him?
But I'm talking about what I know about business and what I've learned. This is the Hustlers University. And what I'm saying is it will help you. Even if you're Bill Gates and he was super successful and he's a dork, he would have been more successful if he was a big, strong dude. It's never going to detriment you to be bigger and stronger in life, and whether it's in business and every other aspect of life. Being bigger and stronger and commanding physical presence will always help you. It shows discipline, it shows that you understand hard work, and it makes your word more valuable. And sometimes in business, all you've really got is your word. You have to promise people shit and they have to believe you. So if you do that as a big, strong dude, people just believe you more. This is just the harsh reality. This is the Hustlers University. I told you, it's no nonsense, it's no garbage. If you want to run a company, start going to the gym, get big, get strong. It's going to help you make money. Sooner or later, I guarantee you it's going to help you make money. This is point 5. Don't neglect it because it's very, very true. Even if it only helps you 10%. 10% is a lot. 10% is the business. 10% is the difference between success and failure. 10% is the difference between a little bit of money and a lot of money. 10% is a huge difference. If you're selling, let's say you're selling $1 million of product and you got a 20% margin, that's 200K. If you had an extra 10% margin because you're the big strong guy and you got 300K, bang, that's an extra 100 grand a year. That's a fucking 911. That's a Porsche. There's a big difference. It's a big difference. So do not neglect number 5 because it's real. Check the guns. Would you, and here, let me prove the point. Would you have bought this course? You bought this course because I'm Andrew Tate. You trust me. You've obviously looked at me and you go, you know what? There's something about this guy. He knows something. I trust him. Would you have still bought this course if I was morbidly obese? Genuine question. I know it's an extreme, but it's a question. If I was morbidly obese in my chair and very, very fat, I'm going to teach you about business. Would you have bought the course? Or would you have thought, fuck you, fat fuck, you don't know nothing? And if you're honest with yourself, you think, yeah, you're probably right. I wouldn't have bought from you if you're obese. So that's the extremes. I'm a professional fighter, obese. These are extremes. But the extremes prove the point. The closer you are to in good physical condition, the more likely you are to be respected, and the more likely you are to be able to say things and people believe you. So, get in physical shape. That's point 5. Commanding respect is always going to be able to help you throughout life, especially in business.
There's a famous Zig Ziglar quote. I remember it. He said, if you want to be convincing, you have to be convinced. And he was talking about believing in your own product. But in selling, business in general, you're going to be convincing people of your ideas. You're going to be selling the dream. In order to be able to do that, they have to buy you first. They have to trust you first. They have to buy into whatever you're selling, whatever you're portraying. Physical stature, the level of physical fitness will 100% play into that. So, and this is something that's within your control. Like, you know, you can train, anyone can train, you can eat, you know what you should eat, what you shouldn't eat. If you have questions, just ask them in the rooms, it's all fine. But you need to train both in the gym and in business. Make sure that people will buy you first. Train, build your body, and be more convincing.